They want you to believe that love is your salvation, that romance is the pinnacle of human achievement, that without someone by your side, you are incomplete, damaged, or somehow less than whole. They want you to think that the fairy tale of love is the ultimate prize, the summit of everything you should strive for. But this is the grand illusion society's carefully constructed lie meant to keep you shackled, tame, and dependent. Dependency is not love, it is weakness. And weakness is the true enemy that lurks in the shadows, waiting to strike at your core. The moment you place your peace, your sense of purpose, your entire identity in the hands of another person, you surrender control. You give them the weapon that can destroy you. You tie your fate to theirs, opening yourself up to the potential for betrayal, abandonment, or disappointment. A man who measures his worth by the validation he receives from others is not truly living as a man. He is merely a servant bound, enslaved, and constantly seeking the approval of those around him. This is not true power. Machiavelli, the great strategist and philosopher, understood this deeply. The man who depends on nothing and no one, the one who remains unshaken by the winds of external influence, is the one who truly commands himself. And that, my friend, is the highest form of self-rule, the sovereignty of your own mind, body, and spirit. Living alone, standing strong on your own, is not a sign of emptiness. It is the beginning of true power. It is the sharpening of your blade, the forging of an inner fortress that no enemy can breach. When you walk alone, you walk undefeated. I choose power over dependency. Most men don't understand this. They blindly search for validation, desperate to feel complete through the approval or affection of someone else. They confuse connection with strength, attachment with love. But they fail to realize that this connection is not empowerment, it is dependency dressed in a glamorous disguise. Society has conditioned them to believe that they are nothing without a partner, that they need another half to complete them. But this is a lie. Wholeness built on the presence of another is borrowed power, and borrowed power always comes with a price that you can't afford. When you stand alone, you are undivided. Your time is yours. Your energy is yours. Your mind is yours. You answer to no one. You negotiate with no one. You compromise for no one. Your clarity of thought, your autonomy of spirit, these are the true foundations of inner dominance. But once you place your life, your thoughts, and your peace in the hands of someone else, you dilute yourself. You give away the one thing that cannot be replaced, your sovereignty. Attachment may feel comforting, but it is the most subtle poison, one that weakens you over time. Attachment makes you predictable. Predictability makes you weak. Weakness makes you vulnerable. And when you are vulnerable, you are susceptible to manipulation. Dark psychology reveals the cold truth. Whoever controls what you crave controls you. If you crave constant validation, you will bend. If you crave attention, you will submit. If you crave love at all costs, you will obey. That is not power. That is servitude. The man who craves nothing, however, cannot be controlled. He is free because he is untouchable. He does not chase. He does not beg. He does not collapse under the weight of loneliness. Instead, his solitude becomes his fortress, a place of refinement, where the weak are broken and the strong become unshakable. Detachment is not coldness. It is discipline. It is the art of holding the world in your hands without letting it crush your grip. Weak men confuse detachment with indifference. They believe it means you don't care. But true detachment means that you care on your own terms. You care when you choose to. You love when you choose to. You give when you choose to, and never because you feel compelled by outside forces. A man who masters detachment becomes dangerous. He becomes untouchable, not because he seeks to harm others, but because no one can harm him. He does not fear loneliness because his solitude is his strength. He does not fear rejection because he has already built an unbreakable foundation within himself. The detached man is not cold. He is disciplined. Dependency is defeat. It doesn't matter how powerful you appear on the outside. If your inner world relies on another person for emotional survival, you have already lost the battle. Every time you need someone's attention to feel validated, you are bleeding your own power. Every time you sacrifice your mission for the comfort of a relationship, you are bleeding your sovereignty. Every time you compromise your edge to avoid conflict, you surrender a piece of yourself. Machiavelli wrote that rulers must never allow themselves to be dependent on anyone or anything. The dependent man is a predictable man, and predictability makes him vulnerable. When you surrender your crown to another, you stop being the king. A dependent man cannot stand firm because he is always leaning, always bending, always waiting for someone else to stabilize him. The dependent man cannot be trusted not by others and not by himself. But the man who stays single, the man who stands alone, consolidates his power. His mind is focused, his time is his own, and his mission remains undivided. He has no one to answer to but himself. Sovereignty is not free. It requires sacrifices. You must sacrifice comfort, dependency, and the illusions that tie you to others. You must guard your time fiercely. Time is the currency of kings. Every hour spent catering to the needs of others, every minute wasted on relationships that drain you, steals your focus from your true mission. The sovereign man does not waste his time on trivial distractions. He invests it only in growth, in self-mastery, in building his power. Every minute spent on others' needs is a minute stolen from his mission. But guarding time is not enough. You must build an inner fortress. This fortress is not made of stone, but of discipline, clarity, and cold detachment. Inside it, no betrayal can penetrate. No abandonment can shake you. No rejection can wound you. The man who has built his fortress can engage with the world without losing himself. He can experience relationships, but never be consumed by them. True power is not about domination. It is about immunity. The untouchable man is not swayed by rejection. He is not shattered by abandonment. He is not manipulated by others' desires or whims. The untouchable man is the master of his own world. He does not seek validation because he is already whole. He does not crave affection because he doesn't need it. The untouchable man is free because he has mastered the art of detachment. He does not fear loss because he has learned to walk alone, without fear, without hesitation. He is not afraid of rejection because he does not give his power away to others. This is your call to arms. The world wants you to need, to depend, to crave. But you must not. You must refuse to be owned. Embrace your solitude. Embrace your power. And when you live sovereign, when you walk untethered, you will realize your true strength. No one can break you. No one can stop you. Carve that into your soul. Live by it every single day. The path of sovereignty is not easy. It is cold, it is lonely, and it demands sacrifice. But when you master it, when you choose to walk it alone, when you stand firm in your own power, you become unstoppable. You become untouchable. This is the path few dare to walk. But those who do rise above the rest. They become the kings. They become the rulers. They become the untouchable. Most men don't understand this. They move through life blindly searching for validation from others, desperately trying to feel complete through the eyes and approval of someone else. They seek external affirmation, thinking that their worth is measured by the acceptance and love they receive from the world. They mistake connection for strength, attachment for love, believing that these external relationships define who they are. But in reality, they are blind to the truth that society doesn't want them to see. The truth is that solitude is not a curse, it is a weapon. Solitude is not an emptiness, but a deep well of strength that can only be harnessed by the few who dare to face themselves fully. Society teaches us that we must always be in the company of others, that without someone by our side, we are incomplete. But this is a lie of fabrication designed to keep us weak, dependent, and distracted from the greatest source of power we could ever possess, ourselves. A man who ties his worth to the approval of others is constantly searching for something outside himself to fill the void. And that void, however much he tries to fill it, will never be satisfied because no one else can complete him. He is a prisoner to the whims of others. But when you stand alone, unshaken by the tides of external validation, you become something more powerful than you ever imagined you. Become sovereign. Solitude is the path to sovereignty. It is in those quiet, solitary moments that your strength is forged. The moments when no one is around to distract you, to seek your approval, or to influence your decisions. Solitude is where you can sharpen your mind, fortify your resolve, and prepare for the battles ahead. In solitude, you discover who you truly are, not who the world wants you to be. Your time is yours. Every second you spend with yourself is an investment in your own future. No one can take it from you. No one can steal your focus. Your energy is yours to direct. Your mind is yours to command. You become the master of your own world, and this is where your true strength lies. This is the foundation of dominance, the ability to be free from the noise of others, to focus solely on your goals, your mission, and your development.
Most men fear solitude because it forces them to confront themselves. It forces them to confront the parts of themselves they've hidden, or insecurities, fears, weaknesses. But those who embrace solitude head-on come to understand its true power. When you face yourself in solitude, you no longer have the option of hiding. There is nowhere to run from your truth. It is in solitude that you sharpen your edge and remove the distractions that keep you from becoming the man you are meant to be. In solitude, you cannot rely on anyone but yourself. There is no one to lean on, no one to tell you what to do, no one to tell you what you are worth. You are your own judge, your own ruler, your own foundation. And when you learn to stand firm on your own, nothing can shake you. You become a fortress. A fortress that is impervious to the world's distractions, manipulations, and pressures. The world does not want you to realize this. They want you to believe that without the constant presence of others, you are weak, vulnerable, incomplete. They want you to chase affection, attention, and approval, because this makes you easier to control. The moment you realize that you do not need anyone to define your worth, that you do not need anyone to complete you, the chains of dependency fall away. You begin to realize that your worth is inherent, that you are enough just as you are. No one else can complete you, no matter how much they try to convince you otherwise. The person who is constantly searching for validation from others is never free. He is trapped by the constant need for external approval. But the man who stands alone, content in his own company, is free. He is free to chart his own course, free to make his own decisions, and free to live life on his own terms. Solitude is where you can find clarity. It is where you can strip away the noise, the distractions, and the demands of others. When you are alone, you are free to think deeply, to reflect, to plan, and to act without hesitation. Solitude breeds clarity. When your mind is not clouded by the influence of others, you can see things for what they truly are. You can identify your own weaknesses and work to overcome them. You can identify your strengths and build on them. When you walk alone, you walk undefeated. Most men seek companionship because they fear loneliness. They fear the silence that comes with being alone. But in reality, loneliness is simply a powerful tool that forces you to face your own truth, to confront your fears, and to build yourself into something stronger than you were before. The man who can endure solitude, who can stand firm in his own presence without needing anyone else to validate him, becomes a force that is unstoppable. In solitude, you sharpen your focus, you refine your goals, and you build a life that is entirely yours. No one can take it from you because it is yours, earned through your own effort, your own discipline, and your own commitment to self-mastery. Solitude becomes your greatest asset. It is in these moments of solitude that you prepare for greatness. You are not distracted by the noise of the world. You are not swayed by the opinions of others. You are focused, disciplined, and self-sufficient. You do not need anyone's approval because you have already given yourself permission to be great. You are a fortress, unshaken by the storms of life. And when the time comes for you to engage with the world again, you will do so on your terms. You will not be controlled by the whims of others, but instead you will be the one who controls your own fate. Your solitude has made you strong, and now you can face the world with the clarity, confidence, and power that come from true self-mastery. Solitude is not emptiness. It is the forge in which your strength is built, the sharpening stone upon which you hone your edge. The more you embrace solitude, the stronger you become. The more you stand firm in your own power, the more untouchable you become. Choose solitude. Embrace it. Build your fortress. This is the path of true sovereignty. This is the path to becoming the man you are meant to be. Detachment is not coldness, is discipline. It is the art of holding the world in your hands without letting it control you. Weak men confuse detachment with apathy. They think it means not caring. But true detachment means you care on your own terms. You choose when to engage and when to withdraw. You are the master of your emotions, not a slave to them. Those who master detachment become the untouchable ones, the ones who cannot be manipulated. They are not heartless, but disciplined. They understand that love is a game they choose not to gamble with. They build themselves into fortresses where no betrayal can reach them, no rejection can pierce them. Detachment is their weapon, and it sharpens them daily. Dependency is defeat, pure and simple. It doesn't matter how strong you appear on the outside. If your inner world depends on someone else for emotional survival, you have already lost. Every time you crave someone's attention to feel alive, you're draining your own power. Every time you sacrifice your goals for comfort, you're surrendering your sovereignty. Machiavelli knew that a ruler must never be dependent, for dependency creates cracks, and cracks invite conquest. When you give away your crown, you stop being the king. Dependency makes you predictably easy to control. The man who stays single, however, consolidates his power. His focus is undivided. His sovereignty is unshakable. Sovereignty is not free. It comes with sacrifices. You must sacrifice comfort, dependency, and illusions. You must guard your time as you would gold, investing it only in what builds you. Your mission is yours alone. You are not swayed by others' moods or opinions. You live by your own rhythm. Time is the currency of kings. You must spend it wisely. Every minute wasted on trivial drama or chasing validation is a minute stolen from your growth. The sovereign man hoards his time, investing it in mastering himself, in refining his strength, and building his legacy. True power is immunity. The untouchable man is not swayed by rejection, nor broken by abandonment. He cannot be manipulated because he does not crave, he does not chase. He is not enslaved by any need, whether it's for love, attention, or approval. The untouchable man is free because he has mastered his own emotions. His peace comes from within. He owns his mind, his heart, and his destiny. And when he walks into a room, everyone feels the weight of his presence. They are drawn to him, not because he chases them, but because he doesn't need them. This is your call to arms. The world wants you to need people, relationships, validation, but you must not. You must not be owned. Embrace your solitude. Embrace your power. Because only when you live sovereign, when you walk untethered, will you realize your true strength. No one can break you. No one can stop you. Comment below, I am untouchable. Claim it, live it, and rise above the chaos. Because the path of sovereignty is not easy, but it is the only path to true power.